Hello, guys and gals, and welcome to another episode of Unique Items. Today, we're going to be looking at the last of the normal difficulty unique wands, and that is Ume's Lament. Ume's Lament, or Um's Lament, or whatever you want to call it, is a grim wand. And because it is a grim wand, it is more toward the end of the normal difficulty spectrum. Like I said, it's the last one on the list. And quite honestly, it does have some comparison to some of the other wands, but it's a little bit better in my opinion. So Ume's Lament is 5 to 11 weapon damage, which again is generally not considered when it comes to wands because they don't have any kind of enhanced damage on them. We also have a level 28 requirement, which does put this toward the end of normal difficulty, the beginning of Nightmare. And it is a +2 Necromancer wand, so very, very sexy. Very similar to the previous wand that we covered. Gravespine also has +2 to Necromancer skills, but the Gravespine is level 20 and Ume's Lament is level 28. So definitely a difference in level requirement there. We also have a massive 20% faster cast along with the +2 skills, which is going to make this an excellent wand choice for caster-based necromancers. More specifically, Bone Spear necromancers. Bone Spear necromancers are the ones that get the most benefit out of something like this. Of course, it will help you with other spells, like, for instance, Corpse Explosion or poison spells, but I think the class that gets the most benefit of the faster cast is definitely the Bone Spear Necro. We also have +2 to Decrepify, which is definitely very nice to have on a wand with +2 to skills. And the reason why is because, Decrepify is really far down the tree. If you take a look at the tree, you'll notice that Decrepify is all the way down at the bottom, which means that to put points into Decrepify, it would require 1, 2, 3, 4 points just for one skill point in Decrepify. And this gives us +2 Decrepify, which means we are talking about a savings of 1, 2, 3, 4 points, 5 points, and then also we get +2 skills, so 6, 7, which is very nice. So we end up with a level 7 Decrepify from having the wand on. So if I were to put on Ume's Lament right now, you'll notice that my Decrepify goes up to level 10 because I also have some other plus to skill equipment on. For instance, Andarel's Visage or things like that. And this character's not exactly outfitted, but I do have the +3 Necromancer Hellfire Torch as well. So we're getting a very nice level of skills here from having the wand. Having level 10 Decrepify, or whatever level we end up with, is very much so worth the savings of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points, and also giving us a very nice level of Decrepify in return. On the wand also, we have +3 Terror, which is not exactly the best curse of the world, but could come in handy to save your life in some clutch situations. It does not, however, make elite monsters run away, which are probably the ones that are more likely to cause you trouble. We also have Hit Causes Monster to Flee on here of +50%, which actually could come in handy if you can actually hit a target, because as a Necromancer, you don't want monsters near you, and if you end up getting stuck in a situation where monsters are near you, bopping them on the head with your wand for relatively no damage, but causing them to run away could potentially save your life in a dire situation. We also have +40 to mana on here, which makes this wand, honestly, better than the Gravespine, which we just previously covered. Gravespine is +2 with 50 mana, and this is +2 with 40 mana. The Gravespine also varies, so it varies from 25 to 50, whereas this one is static at 40. So we've got a very nice +2 Necromancer, 20 faster cast, 40 to mana, and +2 Decrepify on top of that, which is a really, really nice combination. Of course, you can also find Ume's Lament in a ethereal form as well. And the wand itself does have a very interesting look as well, because of course it is basically a skull on a stick. Like, I'm not even joking, it's literally just a skull on a stick. And it's a little difficult to see it here because it's kind of an odd angle, but it's a very interesting looking wand. This wand is pointed, I think, more at a Bone Spear Necromancer than anything, because Bone Spear Necromancers are the ones that are more likely to use Decrepify than any other Necromancer. Don't get me wrong, I do love Decrepify, but if you are, for instance, a Poison Necromancer, you are not going to be using Decrepify. You are going to be using lower resistance because it's going to increase your poison damage. If you are a summoning necromancer who is utilizing skeletons and clay golems and things like that, they are mainly physical damage. And so again, you are not going to be utilizing Decrepify, because Decrepify only reduces the monster's physical resistance by 50%, whereas Amplify damage reduces the monster's physical resistance by 100%, which is definitely better than 50%, and will increase the speed that your skeletons kill monsters much better. So in general, the class that gets the most use out of the skill Decrepify, or the build that gets the most use out of Decrepify, is definitely the Bone Spirit Necromancer. Just simply because it is the only curse that really gives them the best effectiveness. It doesn't do anything for the damage of Bone Spear or Bone Spirit, but it does slow down the monsters. It does elongate the time that you have to cast spells. Obviously if the monsters are slower and they can't catch you, or if they're having a hard time killing your golem or whatever it may be, it's definitely easier to deal with them while they are under the effect of Decrepify. Whereas when you are a Poison Necromancer or a Summon Necromancer, you generally tend to go with other curses. So this wand definitely seems like it's pointed more toward a Bone Spear Necromancer than anything. The plus 40 mana and the faster cast also really say that as well. And we have a lot of factors here. Poison Necromancers don't really get good benefit from faster cast. Summon Necromancers don't really get good benefit from faster cast. Now, don't get me wrong, having faster cast on those characters is certainly something that you could get, but it's not something that is your primary focus. Like, for instance, as a Summon Necromancer, I would much rather have a +2 Necromancer wand with +3 Skeleton and +3 Skeleton Mastery, because it would enhance my damage much greater. As a Poison Necromancer, I would much rather have something that gives me negative poison resistance, maybe a dagger that I could stab with, so I could apply my massive poison dagger effects, or just, something that gives me a large amount of mana so that I can spam my spells as much as I want to. Because poison is not so much about fast casting it, but about keeping the poison on the target, because it has a relatively short duration. So, you need to make sure that you're constantly casting it, kind of, but not necessarily at a fast speed. More like a metronome, like... So definitely a wand, I think, that is pointed directly at a Bone Spear Necromancer. Anyway, as always, I do appreciate you guys and gals watching my videos, and do not lament, because there are more on the way. And as always, keep watching.